at this point.
Me neither.
All right, it looks like this hangout is on live now. Okay,
Okay.
Online now.
okay, we're online now. So, I think I've gone over this before.
No, this was like the main thing we were talking about in the last meeting. Like Daniel said, it was the speed of the line, more supervisors micromanaging, taking away like the fact that employees can. It's not about hitting the quota the way that they feel is most effective at hitting the quota. They just, yeah, it's busy. I think it states somewhere in here too that they have an injury that's like 200 and some odd injuries per 100 people.
Yeah,
So
202 injuries per 100 employees.
It actually says we are enraged about this. I like that it says that specifically. So
What now?
it actually says that we are enraged about all the injuries that are occurring because of the speed of the production line. It's going way too fast, and it requires somebody be manned at all times, and management just doesn't really think that it's the problem with speed. It's because the employees are too inexperienced. So we're not on board with that. And then they said HR slapped us in the face because they gave us a brochure on safety. So that made it even worse.
Yeah.
So ultimately, what this comes down to with the pay, I would say, is one, they're working harder, they're more efficient, they're going to require training, which I guess is a reason for management to cut pay, but hazard pay, I guess, in a way, being paid because they are working harder.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, it almost is like hazard pay, or if you're going to bring in a bunch of low paid employees, you're going to have to expect more injuries and more downtime with the production. And it's ultimately going to cost you more money instead of paying the experienced employees more.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think they can really afford to lose their experience that they do have right now. I think they need to focus on building on that.
Yeah, I'm not too happy with the rate that they think they need to pay.
No, that was pretty low.
That's even below the freeze. You might as well keep the freeze at that point.
I know.
Really?
Doesn't make any sense to me where they're getting that number.
Well, they're just going for the lowest possible number, And
Some
then
of it's what everybody else is doing, but Baxter's been making money every year, and they're keeping it for themselves.
Yeah.
Management is.
Sure.
And they're forgetting that it's the employees that have made this company. The whole town is all about this company. So what do you think we need to do? How shall we negotiate this?
Well, if I remember correctly from the reading, I don't have it up unfortunately, but it says that if management isn't willing to move, ultimately the only thing they have is to petition it by strike, right?
Right.
So I think that's ultimately our end offers. If they don't move or kind of adjust it in our favor, then we can't really accept it, or we won't.
Yeah.
Not that it matters. But.
It says you believe it is possible to negotiate a contract that will provide your workers with a safe work environment, a reasonable income, and job security. If you cannot reach such a contract, you have decided to recommend to your members that they vote against the contract and strike. In spite of all the rhetoric flying around, you don't have to strike. It has been over 50 years since the last strike. This is a point of pride for both your members and Baxter's management, and both sides realize the potential cost of But a strike is better than agreeing to a contract that further erodes the benefits of your members. They voted you in on a, I guess it's talking about me, on a platform of no concessions, and you intend to remain true to your pledge. You also believe strongly that the movement against labor in the United States has gone far enough. It's time that management and government come to realize that they can no longer profit at the expense of the common man.
Well, that's a kind of a standard labor union platform.
Yeah.
That they're doing there. But there's a couple specifics that they want us, I think, to negotiate. One of which is setting production targets at 80% of the current level. In other words, slow it down so there aren't as many injuries. And then, we can give a little on that, but that's one of the points that we have to kind of hit hard if we want to actually negotiate it into the contract. And then, the pay, we can hammer that again if you want. But it seems like those are kind of two of the biggest things that people are complaining about. All the other stuff is kind of minor details, it seems. But yeah, we have to hold that bit of a strike over their heads.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
80%, you said the current level of production is 80%?
No, right now the production line's screaming by and everyone's getting hurt. So we want them to back down the current production schedule from 100 and whatever it is back to 80% of its current rate. So in other words, we're slowing the production by 20% to avoid more injuries because we feel that people are getting injured way too frequently because the line is just moving too fast.
Okay.
And our rationale is that production levels remained high and injuries were rare when there were the employees kind of running the shop. And the workers determine the best way of achieving it, not supervisors standing over your shoulder. So that's all in that work rules section. So I think those are things on.
And it also talks later on about the 52-week layoff period or notice.
Right.
And then, hiring out of the pool of layoffs instead of hiring new people, completely new people.
You gotta be given first right of refusal at the new jobs that are offered for brand new people.
Okay, so the 50. Okay, I'm sorry because I didn't read all of this stuff here. Because I thought we weren't supposed to. I don't know. Felt strongly that the 52-week layoff notice must be retained.
Yes.
So we do want the 52-week notice layoff.
Well, basically, it's a totally unrealistic notification that in 1 year we're going to do layoffs. I mean, no company does that. But the union wants that guarantee that if they're going to lay off, you have to notify them 52 weeks ahead of time.
Yeah, I thought that was.
Layoff should be determined by seniority only. So first in, first out. I'm sorry, not last. What is that?
First in, last out.
Last in. So basically, the least senior employees should be laid off first, not the most senior.
Yeah, if layoffs are necessary, any new hiring should be done off the layoff list. The layoff workers are the people that can be easily hired back without any additional training expenses. We already know the task and the company. Besides, this is a standard practice in nearly all the manufacturing industries.
Yep.
And why Baxter would be any exception.
In other words, these guys are already trained. Hire them back.
Right. Okay. All right. So we've got the 80% current level, or slow it down to 80% current level to avoid injury. We want to guarantee to still have the 52 layoff notice and then hire them back.
Yep.
The wages, I don't know. What did you guys think about this 930?
Well, we gave up a lot on the 950. We wanted 12 to start. So I'd go back to him and say, we have to have a wage at least at the minimum of the freeze, or a little higher. We would go to 11. You know, at least it's an increase, but not anything below the freeze of 1069. That's what I would do.
Okay, nothing below freeze level, which was at 1069. So we're going to at least 11, minimum of 11.
I guess the compromise there could be, anyone who's currently employed would stay at the 1069 or the new level of $11 or whatever. Any new hires, you can start them at 9, or whatever you feel is, start them at a lower rate because they're a new hire. But you got to take care of the existing people.
Right.
Make sure.
But we can go with the 930 for the new hires.
Right, I like that.
Any
Go with
existing
930 for
one
new hires.
needs to be moved up.
Keep them at 11 for the existing. It's a little bit of a raise over the freeze, and that way, you're at least giving them something.
Gosh. Oh, that's
He's
a
calling us again. Well, we're pretty much ready.
Hi, Amy. We're wrapping it up, so we'll be with you in just a second. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so is that all that we have?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Okay.
For the purposes of this exercise, that's a pretty good list of stuff. So.
All right. Then let's go at it.
We'll see you over there. I'll figure out somehow to get there.
Through the maze of links.
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay. I'm gonna have to, I think I'm gonna just get on with my phone with her because I can't seem to get her link on my computer to work. So I will go that direction. So I'll see you on the link. Yeah, I remember.